Hello, and thank you for coming back to watch another episode of Cooking with San. Today, I'm going to walk you through a very simple, very quick tomato bean soup. I was first introduced to this over 20 years ago when I started working at the Community Resource Center, and Karen Graisley used to make this soup quite often. We really enjoyed it, and it has hung around for that long. I do make it at home occasionally. And if you were making it for supper, I would suggest maybe some nice crusty bread, a salad, some vegetable sticks, that sort of thing. It is one of those meals where it's the end of the day and I forgot to take something out for dinner, or I didn't think I was going to be home for dinner, or whatever the case may be that happens to you. So these are canned. Canned is not the most healthy way to go. If you make your own baked beans, you do your own canning of tomatoes, that would be much better, obviously. That being said, there's a time and a place, and this would be it. So, tomato bean soup. 1 can of diced tomatoes into a pot. 2 cans of baked beans into the pot. Tomato beans is recommended in the recipe. I'm doing one with molasses and pork and one with maple. I only had 1 molasses. The maple beans are sweeter, obviously, because they're maple flavored. When I made it once at group, there were some people that really liked it with the extra sweetness, and other people were very sad that it had that extra sweetness. So really make it however you want to. Now this looks odd. It's really good. I highly recommend you give it a try. The recipe also does call for a cup of water, which I have never put in. If you're needing to stretch this out to feed an extra person who shows up, that sort of thing, feel free to put in some water to do that. I know somebody who makes it with 3 or 4 cans of beans and 1 can of tomatoes because they like it with more bean. I know somebody else that likes it with more tomato and they only put in the 1 can. So really make it the way you want. And then we're going to add some parsley. And we're going to add some basil. And then we're going to cook it. Low heat, lowish heat, medium heat. Let's go with medium heat. And mixing in those seasonings. I promise you it tastes really good. So I'm going to put that on the stove. It's on the stove cooking. Now, obviously you don't want to go too far away from the stove while this is happening. The other secret ingredient that makes most of the people really like it is the melted cheese on top. Now, before I had this, it did not occur to me that you can put cheese on soup. Game changer. So many soups taste so much more like a meal, I find. I don't know, I like the cheese. So I'm going to grate some cheese to put on, and it will melt nicely on top. It's not just French onion soup that can have cheese. Okay. So there's some cheese for 2 bowls of soup. And I'm going to, I'll snap a few pictures that I'm going to put in. You won't notice the difference. I think somebody's coming into the house, so I will be back in a few moments. Thank you. Okay, so our soup has been boiling for, well, it's been on the burner for about 10 minutes, boiling for most of that. And I'm going to dish it up, put some cheese on, take another picture, and show you how wonderful it is. We put basil and, what was the other one we put in? Parsley in here. You could add any seasonings that you wanted to, obviously, because you're the one that's going to eat it once again. It's really the important part with cooking is make sure that you like it. I'm just going to dish up a little bit. And see the steam coming off there. Put some melty cheese on top. The dog got his cheese off camera. I probably put too much cheese on there. That's the way I like it. Okay, so tomato bean soup. Can or 2 of beans, can of tomato, possibly some water if you want it a little bit thinner, or if you need to stretch it out. Some basil, parsley, and cheese on top. I hope you enjoy. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to comment, like, share, and if you have a similar soup, I'd be interested in hearing about it. Have a great day.